The old system that had been instituted in the days of slavery was working well. I had been the house nigger, and they put me back in the field, and they put me back in the field, and they put me back in the field. Now, this was a letter that I wrote him. Now, I need to make a clarification, so I'm going to interrupt the letter for a moment to make a clarification. I want to say to you and to them, I played this tape for my executive board. They will remember this. I played it for them to hear. Why? Because the board, along with myself, make decisions on how the church's money is to be spent. At that particular time, I played the tape. This ministry was committed to seed into that ministry for its support to the tune of $100,000 a year as a missionary outreach, because we felt that the ministry was worthy of it, support. I felt it would be wrong to take black folks' money If you got a problem with my son marrying your daughter, you got a problem spending my money? I mean, how can you be a person of integrity and take black folks' money and then view them as inferior? Because there must be something wrong with them if you can't marry them. Not that that's the issue. My point is, why can't they? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not pushing for interracial marriage. I don't care one way or the other. It doesn't make me any difference. But I couldn't sit there and spend your money and my money and our money to support a ministry that had this kind of an attitude. I mean, I just couldn't. No. Couldn't do that. Watch this now. My wife and I, this ministry always had an annual, yearly convocation. Big convention. For 20 years, up to that time, they had 20 years of these. My wife and I had been to 18 of them. We never missed a one. The only time we missed is when there was a conflict in schedule where they changed it in one situation and we were already set and couldn't go. But we always went. Not only did we always go to that convention, but over the years up to that time, and I never sought it. I never looked for it. I had a church to pastor. I had church people to preach to every Sunday. I never had any problem having somebody to preach to. But I was the only black speaker that was invited to speak in that convention. Okay? Well, when we withdrew, now they had just had one meeting where they had a special thing and they had two black speakers. It was a husband and wife, but they were graduates of their school of ministry. But I'm talking about just a regular outside speaker to come in and minister. I had been the only black. They had never had any more than one, other than the two when there was a special year. That was the 20th year, wasn't it? 20th year. And up to that, and I didn't speak every year, just now and then when they invited me to speak. But since that time, they done had a black speaker every year. And that very year, I had been invited to be a speaker. And I declined. I said, I can't speak until this thing is resolved, because my black brethren who view me, as I said earlier, as a leader, if they see me go in there and speak, then what it's saying is that I'm in agreement with that. I felt like it had to be challenged. And so I had to withdraw. And then they got 3 black speakers that year. Don't that tell you something? And this will make you sick. But we have some doctors here that may have the medical valises and have some medicine that can help you. This will make you sick. The three speakers, I personally called them on the telephone and asked them, did they know about this tape? And in essence, you know what they told me? They said, well, it really doesn't matter. In other words, what he said really doesn't matter. Well, it mattered to me. So, as I said, the old system that had been instituted in the days of slavery was working well. I had been the house nigger, and they put me back in the field, and as I said last week, somebody gave me some cotton. Get this on camera. Get this on camera. So I'm back in the field picking cotton. Here it is. Hey, and literally, the field niggers ran to the house. Now understand, they didn't put me out physically, understand. I'm talking about, this is what it amounts to, as far as I'm concerned. But I said, I can't go there and speak as much as I wanted to, because it was a tremendous opportunity to be able to disseminate the word to a great number of people from all over the world. But man, I couldn't do that. I'm not gonna sell my people down the river. I'm a black man, I'm black, and I'm gonna stay black, and I'm gonna stand with black. Not, listen, not against anybody, not against anyone, but just once in our lifetime being in America, just stand together for once. Instead of trying to please the white man, and that's what he's played that game against us down through the days of slavery. That's how he's kept us docile. That's how he's kept us in slavery. Whether physical slavery would change, or economic slavery, or mental slavery, by dividing us up and keeping us apart. And some of us are just so anxious to have the approval of the white man that we'll sell our own brothers and sisters down the road just to be accepted. But I'm telling you, fool, when them boats pull off from the dock, you're gonna be on it. They're not gonna leave you on the shore. You're going with us. So you better get with us now. So I have to inject a little levity in to keep from crying, okay? It's not funny, okay? But, okay. Now, so I declined. I talked to the other speakers. They said, in essence, don't make no difference. Now, I had a meeting with my members who were regular attendees, because a lot of my members, they started going there because of us. It went yearly, and we had a lot of members that went. So I felt like, I know Satan. I know how he'll work. So he'll start telling a lie, and I wasn't going to have my people lied to. I'll tell my people myself. Get it straight from the crocodile's mouth. I mean the horse's mouth. And so I had a meeting with people. I asked those of you that normally would go to that convention, that convocation. I said, I want to meet with you. I have something very important to tell you. I think I played the tape, didn't I? I played them the tape, and then I told them, I said, I cannot go. I have to take a stand. And I told them, I'm not telling you not to go. And I'm not telling you not to support that ministry. I'm simply telling you why I can no longer do so that when the lies start circulating, you will have heard it from your pastor, not from some ninth-hand junky information. That was my whole purpose. I wasn't telling nobody not to go, because that's up to them. If they don't see this, if it's not a principle, with them, I don't have a problem with that. But I want them to know from me, not get it from secondhand. Well, Fred didn't go because of this, that, and the other. I'm like, I know lies told. So I told them that's why I'm not going to go. Now, as a result of that, now this is going to be this is the coup d'etat. This is it. This is it. Now you listen to this. As a result of that, on their own, I didn't tell anybody to do this. On their own, some of our members called the ministry, wrote letters to the ministry, and told the ministry to take their names off the mailing list, that they felt like they could no longer support the ministry after hearing this. Now watch this. See, I'm talking about principles. That's why this thing has got to be dealt with out and open, because this lies cannot survive. Now watch this. Now I'm going to get back to the letter that I had wrote to the leader, okay? I'm speaking to the leader now. Now, lastly, I have attached copies of letters from two of our members wherein he made statements that were disturbing to me. They are as follows. And I have these letters, copies of these letters in my possession. The people called and said, take my name off the list. I'm not going to do this and so. And that ministry responded to them on their letterhead And in the letter, in one letter, he said, and I quote, "Both the leader and I have talked to Brother Fred Price about this situation, but he has chosen not to accept my apologies." Now, he wrote this and sent it out to people. In my extensive vocabulary, I don't have a word to describe this other than to say that's the biggest lie ever told. In the car, and this is what a bunch of our black brethren have missed, it's not about apology, it's about principle. I, as a man of God, I don't have any choice but to forgive you, or I hinder my own blessing. I cannot be the pastor of all of you and be that big of a fool to hold something in my heart and not forgive. In the car, I said apologies accepted, but that is not the issue. It's not about apology. It's about the stuff you said on that tape.
There is something special about you, Judah. There is something special about you, Israel, or Yashara'al. When I say Judah, Yahwadah. That is the ancient pronunciation of the word. There is something special about you, Judah. Yahweh only spoke to you, to us, as a nation. And he spoke to no other nation. That's why we are supposed to be what? That light. We're Yah's chosen people that's separated. We're supposed to be the nation that's teaching the nations, not the nations teaching us.
Lion of Judah come upon the earth, bringing unquenchable fire. All the tribes of Israel and the believers stand in power. Speak with authority, worship uncontrollably. There's something about you, Judah. Fire upon the kingdom of darkness. We may suffer for a little while, but joy cometh in the morning.
Judah special, no wonder we were a chosen vessel. In and out of captivity, weaving like a pretzel. Messiah come through the tribe, clean out the bloodline. We disciples, so put us up on the front line. Face to face with crime, cause we ain't scared to grind. When you connect the divine, we stay pressed for time. Evangelize, get defined, put us in prison in. Worship first, we always invite the spirit in. All revival through a pen, stacking souls in empty bins. Joe in the morning, this a warning, you will never win. Fire one ahead of the serpent, he next tail chirping. It's too late cause your tail's already burning. I don't want your riches, got a mansion with gold streets. Rubies all around me, the light shine, no police. The living used to be deceased, resurrected to a feast. Nothing like being in peace at the table with the meat.
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back, Genesis 14 verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was Abraham, born in the city of a black man called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Abraham, Isaac was Jacob had 12 sons, for real, and these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10.